How's it going, everybody? This is the Stimulus Check Hub here to give you your daily stimulus check and unemployment benefits updates and the latest information. If you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. A like and a comment are always appreciated. Also, if you wouldn't mind sharing this with your friends and family, because I'm sure they would also like the most up-to-date information on their stimulus checks and unemployment benefits available anywhere on YouTube, which is what I try to provide here on this channel.
With all the news lately about inflation potentially increasing over the short term, especially with this crisis that's going on in Russia and Ukraine, lawmakers are actually getting extremely worried. They're worried that the lower and middle income earners are going to be impacted the most. These are the two groups that are impacted by inflation, mostly due to the fact that many don't have a lot of assets that are increasing while inflation is going up. That's the issue, and that's why many high income earners, high net worth individuals do very well in times of high inflation because they can rely on their assets, stocks and real estate and businesses and things like that. But what does this mean? Here's what we know. Now, are lawmakers planning on sending an additional stimulus check? No, that's not what's going to happen. Are they planning to lower prices? They're going to try. They're going to try to do that, but what they're planning to do is reduce taxes. This is the big thing that they're trying to do. Now, this means that they're going to be giving the American people a tax credit at the end of the year. This is likely what's going to happen. Now, is this really going to impact us today? No. But is it going to help us in a year from today? Yeah, it will. Now, could they go even further and provide a tax credit payment for children or for parents? Yeah. Could they provide some form of a tax credit payment for the elderly as well? It's possible. But one of the biggest items up for debate at this time is the gas tax holiday. If you don't know what this is, currently the federal government charges about 18 cents per gallon for gas. Now, we pay that. When we go to the pump, it's already added into the price. That's a big deal. We also got states that have a state gas tax as well. So the gas taxes are taking up a pretty good chunk right there themselves. Now, experts say that waiving the federal gas tax would actually cause more people to rush to the pumps, which would lower our supply and eventually cause gas prices to go up even higher in the long term. Now, will we see this happen? The expectation is there's still a chance we see a federal gas tax holiday because this could be the only way lawmakers can lower the price of gas temporarily. The problem is if they do this for just the pretty much the rest of 2022, the issue would be come 2023, they would either have to extend that, which could be very difficult to do, or they just let that lapse, and then we would be hit with an instant 18-cent raise or increase to gas prices. So that's the discussion: is it possible to do? And if we do it, does it make sense? Because it will be reversed at some point, and we will be stuck paying an additional 18 cents eventually. Now, gotta keep in mind, lawmakers are trying to do whatever they can to lower the impact of inflation. This is one way they could do that. But also keep in mind, this would be a political move. So if this gets done, this would help lawmakers short term, but this could really impact them, in January and February of next year. So we're gonna see what happens there. But I do want to get into some IRS news for today, because the IRS has stated that they have actually sent out more than $78 billion so far in this tax season. That is more than 22 million tax refunds that have been processed. The average refund amount was $3,536. This is actually up about $700 from last year's payments as well. The IRS also said that payments have gone up because of the fact that a couple weeks ago they could actually start sending out the child tax credit payments and the earned income credits as well. These couldn't have came out before the middle of February, and they are saying these should come out by March 1st. So if you haven't got yours already, expect it to be coming very soon. Now, one thing the IRS wants us to be sure of. Okay? And they want to make sure that we understand what's going on. There are phishing scams out there. Phishing scam is where people are just trying to get information from you. Now, currently apps like PayPal, Square, and Venmo, they all want us to update our tax information for this year so that they can send out the proper information, and they can make sure that the IRS has, who paid what for this calendar year. Now, they're most likely going to send us an email as a reminder. I've received many already. I've also received a few, phishing emails as well. But the IRS is saying that people are trying to send out emails that look very similar to the ones that PayPal, Square, and Venmo and all the others are sending out as well. And what's happening is some people are falling for these phishing scams. They're putting in their private information into a scammer system, and the IRS just warns us to be careful at these times, because this is something we're going to see not just right now, but for the rest of 2022. My expectation is you're going to see a lot of these scams happen in the early part of 2022. They will stop, and then come the end of 2022, all these scammers are going to come out and be like, you got 24 hours to respond, or you got 7 days to respond. And they do this because now it's urgent. You got to get this done. So just keep in mind, these are out there, but I want you to be careful. Now, remember yesterday when I was talking about how the 500 million at-home COVID cases were still going out, but they weren't going out quick enough, and it was part delayed because of the federal government and part delayed because of the United States Postal Service. Well, there's even worse news that came out this morning, that stated that there's roughly half, about 250 million COVID tests that have yet to be even ordered. What we were seeing was that about, I think it was like 45 million at-home COVID tests were purchased or were ordered within like the first week or something. But then it quickly dropped down to about 100,000 COVID tests per day is all that's ordered. Remember, we have 500 million at-home COVID tests we were supposed to send out to the American people. Now, this isn't really a problem now as COVID cases are decreasing, but the problem is that these COVID tests are still sitting there, haven't been ordered. And White House officials are stating that the tests are going to be extremely important moving forward because of the mask mandates that are going away. So they are saying we should still order these tests and make sure we have them. Now, I personally have a handful of tests. I have a bunch of different tests, and it's for this exact reason. What if we do see another variant? What if we do see COVID cases come back in the fall and winter of next year? I just want to make sure that I'm prepared. So, some health officials say it is a good time to get these because they are free. So, if you want some, make sure you go and order them. Let's get to the news about Russia for a moment, because Russia's central bank is telling citizens to stay calm. There's no need to rush to their financial institutions and pull money out. But with that said, they say they will be able to maintain financial stability and continue to operate as normal. For Russians, they're not waiting. They're going to the banks they're taking money out, or they're trying to take money out, because they don't want to worry what happens if they can't. So we'll see. Russian troops have also entered the second largest city in Ukraine, that's Kharkiv. There's currently fighting that's breaking out on the streets between Russian troops and Ukrainian citizens. What Russia's President Vladimir Putin has said just recently is that Russia's nuclear forces are actually on higher alert. Okay, this is a problem, and because of this statement, Ukraine officials say that they will meet with their Russian counterparts on the Belarus border. Now, what many officials are saying at this time is that if Russia can't take Kyiv within the next 2 to 3 days, then the likely scenario moving forward is that they will somewhat back off and try to negotiate with Ukraine. Now, Russia doesn't want to negotiate. Russia just wants to take over Ukraine. But right now, the expectation is they're going to give it one last go, because if they wait too much longer and they can't, invade some of these cities and take over, the problem is there's more support coming to Ukraine, and as more support comes, it's going to hurt Russia even more.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. A like and a comment are always appreciated. Also, if you wouldn't mind sharing this with your friends and family, because I'm sure they would also like the most up-to-date information on their stimulus checks and unemployment benefits available anywhere on YouTube. Have a good